In this video, I will explain the exploding gradient problem in our deep learning. So let's take an example. Our weights are in our higher range. So this exploding gradient problems can cause because of our higher number of weights. So let's take an example. It is our neural network. So here we have three inputs x1, x2, x3. These are our weights and these are our outputs with respect to each neuron. So let's suppose first we have to find the value of O1. So O1 will be the sigmoid function of y because y is nothing but x1 multiply w1 plus bias. After applying the sigmoid activation function, we will suppose we will get our 250, and suppose in our O3 we are getting answer of 450 after applying the sigmoid activation function of y1, and y1 value is 600. So suppose we got our answer after the first propagation. Now we have to reduce the loss by using our optimizer. So for that we will use this formula. Suppose we are updating our weights in the back propagation. Now we have to update our loss of W1 also. For that our according to the chain rule, our derivative with respect to W1 will be this equation. Now suppose we are calculating in our back propagation, neural network is making the derivative of this. So can we write derivative of O3, derivative of with respect to derivative of O1 is nothing but O3 is nothing but the sigmoid of Z, because we know that O3 is the sigmoid of our Y1 and Y1 is nothing but we are taking Z. Suppose we are taking Z. So what will be the O1? Suppose this is the neural network while this is the chain rule while derivative of this equation derivative. So can we use chain rule inside the chain rule? It is simply means suppose there are our weights. Here we are having our updates and this is the value of O1 and this is the value of O3. Can we say we are providing Z over here because Z is nothing but O1 multiply weights plus bias, and we are providing this over here. After that applying the sigmoid activation function we are getting O3. So we are just taking a variable with a name over Z. So we are replacing our O1 with a Z. So similarly here also we are replacing our derivative of O1 with our derivative of Z. Not here. So suppose our first derivative of sigmoid, it means derivative of 450 we are taking as 0.20. Suppose we are guessing. So now take a look at this function. Can we write this value Z? Z is O1 multiply weights plus bias. So we are replacing our Z by just these values. So now we all know that derivative of bias, it is a constant value, so it will be a 0 because it is a constant value and derivative of a constant value is always 0. So now derivative of O1 into weight upon derivative of O1. So derivative of O1 upon derivative of 1, it will be equal to 1, and 1 multiply weight equal to be our weights. So it will be W8. Suppose here we are expecting that our weight is on our higher values. So suppose we are having our 800. The value of weight is 800. So when we will multiply this both the values, it will be a larger value. And this we are applying only in one derivative. Here our gradient will also find this derivative, this derivative. Suppose if our one derivative 6 means 160, then what will be the value of another derivatives? Our derivative will become very high value because we are multiplying with bigger numbers like 200 multiply 400. So when we will multiply our old weight, when we will subtract our old weight from a bigger number, so it will be a negative number. So it simply means when we in the gradient, suppose this is the initial weight, because of a big number of weights, it will never converge from our to our global minima. It will jump either there. It will never reach to our gradient global minima. So this is a main problem with our weights, our big weights. So we have to remember that our weight should not be smaller. It should be smaller, but it should not be very smaller. It should not be very smaller because in that case it will show us our vanishing gradient problem. But in the case of higher values, it will show us the exploding gradient problem. It will show us the exploding gradient problem. So we have some weight initialization techniques. So I have given the link of that research paper. If we take a look on that, so we have to download this PDF. This is a research paper in which it is written all the weight initialization techniques, that how we can apply our weights. Now in my next video I will talk about all the weight initialization techniques like zero initialization, random, Xavier, Zorat, he, and I will talk about that at which activation function we have to apply on which weight initialization techniques. So if you are to new this channel, please subscribe the channel. Thank you so much. Bye.